Hello friends, I am D.R. Patil. Today we shall discuss important quantity electric flux and Gauss law. Electric flux, it is the number of electric field lines passing perpendicular to the surface or in the direction of area vector. The direction of area vector is called electric flux and is denoted by phi E. Phi means flux. Phi is electric flux. Consider a surface and suppose the surface is perpendicular to the direction of electric field. Uniform electric field, it is in this direction, and a surface is placed perpendicular to direction of electric field. Then the number of lines passing perpendicular to this surface are 1, 2, 3. Therefore, here electric flux is 3. And now if the intensity of electric field is increased, if intensity of electric field is increased, the field lines become closer. Field lines becomes closer, and therefore for the same area more number of field lines pass perpendicular to this surface. Therefore here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 field lines are passing through the surface. Therefore electric flux is directly proportional to intensity of electric field. As E increases, field lines becomes closer, therefore more number of field lines pass through the same area. Therefore electric flux is directly proportional to intensity of electric field. As intensity of electric field increases, field lines becomes closer. If intensity of electric field decreases, field lines are well separated. Therefore flux is directly proportional to intensity of electric field. And now intensity of field is kept constant, increased, and now if the surface area is increased, then what happens? If area is increased, more number of field lines, all these field lines pass through the surface. That means as area is increased, number of field lines also increases. Thus electric flux is directly proportional to area. Is directly proportional to area, or it is area factor. I will explain later what is area factor. Thus electric flux is directly proportional to intensity of electric field, that is E, and directly proportional to area factor, and intensity is also a factor quantity, E into A. E into A, it gives flux through the surface. And suppose the area factor, the direction of this area is perpendicular to the surface. If the surface is as shown, the area factor, it is perpendicular to the surface. If the surface, it is in this direction, then the area factor, it is perpendicular to the surface. This is area factor. And if intensity of electric field, it is in this direction, it is not perpendicular to the surface, it makes an angle theta with the area factor. Let theta be the angle made by intensity of electric field with area factor. Now intensity of field is neither along horizontal nor along vertical. Therefore, we resolve this intensity along horizontal and vertical axis. If theta is the angle, then component of E along the horizontal is E cos theta, and the component of E along the vertical axis is E sin theta. But according to the definition, the number of electric field lines passing perpendicular to the surface. Here electric field lines are not passing through perpendicular to the surface, they are making an angle theta. Then only it contribute to the electric flux. Therefore, here E is not along the area vector. Therefore, the component of E along the area vector is E cos theta, and the component of E perpendicular to the area vector is E sin theta. But the components of E along this surface are parallel to the surface. Therefore, they do not contribute for the electric flux. Hence, the component E cos theta and factor A, they give electric flux. Therefore, here electric flux phi E is equal to E cos theta into area vector, area, or E into A cos theta. E cos theta, it is a component of E along perpendicular to the surface area. Therefore, phi equal to EA cos theta. But we know that the product of the component of E into area, it gives scalar product of two vectors. Hence, phi E is equal to E vector dot A vector. Here area is considered as a vector quantity. Therefore, EA cos theta equal to E vector dot A vector or EA cos theta. And suppose if theta is equal to 0, if theta is equal to 0 means the component of electric intensity and area vector are both along the same direction, then theta equal to 0. If theta equal to 0, then phi E equal to magnitude of electric intensity into area. And as angle between A and E increases, cos theta value decreases. Therefore, flux through the surface also decreases. And if the angle between area vector and intensity, suppose the intensity of electric field lines are along this direction, then angle between E and A is equal to 90 degree. If theta equal to 90, cos 90 equal to 0, therefore flux phi is equal to 0. Hence, electric flux, it is the number of electric field lines passing perpendicular to the surface or in the direction of area vector. And here the SI unit of electric flux, SI unit of electric flux, phi E, electric flux, is the SI unit of electric intensity is force per unit charge, that is Newton per coulomb, Newton per coulomb, into SI unit of area is meter square. Hence, the SI unit of flux, electric flux, is Newton meter square per coulomb. Newton meter square per coulomb. And here all these surfaces are open surfaces. The two-dimensional surfaces or 2D surfaces are called open surfaces. And for open surfaces, area factor, it may be outward normal or inward normal. And but for 3D surfaces or closed surfaces, area factor is always outward normal and inward normal is not permissible. And to calculate flux through a closed surface or 3D surface like a cube, sphere or cylinder, these are called closed surfaces. And to find electric flux through a closed surface, consider a closed surface, a cube, join this. This is a cube, and a cube has 6 surfaces. One is left surface, and this is right surface. It is right surface, it is left surface. And for a closed surface like cube, sphere or cylinder, the area factor is always outward normal. This is for first surface. And for second surface, the area factor, it is outward normal. It is outward normal for second surface. Now, if this cube is placed in uniform electric field, and for first surface, area factor, it is outward normal and electric field lines are anti-parallel, or here electric field line is traveling in this direction. Therefore, E and A, they are in opposite direction. Therefore, the angle between E and A is 180 degree. That is, electric flux is given by phi equal to Ea cos theta, and phi 1 is the flux through first surface, and phi 1 equal to Ea cos theta. For first surface, E and A they are anti-parallel, or the angle between E and A is 180 degree. If theta equal to 180, cos 180 equal to minus 1, thus phi 1 equal to minus E into A. And for second surface, field vector, it is normal to the surface and along the area vector. Therefore, E and A both are in the same direction. Therefore, phi 2 is equal to EA cos theta. Here, theta is the angle between E and A. Both are moving in the same direction or they are parallel to each other. Then theta equal to 0. Theta equal to 0. It is the angle between E and A. They both are parallel to each other or they are moving in the same direction. They are parallel to each other. Then the angle between E and A is equal to 0. If theta equal to 0, cos 0 equal to 1, then flux through second surface is plus E. And there is upper surface and bottom surface. This is the third surface, it is upper, and fourth surface, it is bottom surface. This is the fourth surface. And here the area vector is always normal to the surface, and electric field vector, it is perpendicular to area vector. Therefore, angle between A and E is traveling in this direction, area is perpendicular to the surface. Therefore, angle between E and A is 90 degree. Therefore, phi 3 is equal to, if theta equal to 90 degree, cos 90 equal to 0, therefore EA cos 90 equal to 0. Similarly, for bottom surface, area vector is perpendicular, outward perpendicular, and field vector, it is along the surface. Therefore, the angle between E and A is 90 degree. Therefore, phi 4 is also equal to 90 degree. That is phi 3 equal to phi 4, that is equal to 0. Now consider front surface and back surface. For front surface, area vector is outward normal, electric field vector, it is along the surface. Therefore, angle between them is 90 degree, cos 90 equal to 0. Therefore, phi 5 flux through fifth surface is also equal to 0. And now for back surface, area vector is perpendicular to the surface. It is perpendicular to the surface and field lines are along the surface. Hence, angle between them is also equal to 0. The angle between them is 90 degree. Therefore, cos 90 equal to 0. Hence, phi 6 is also equal to 0. Therefore, phi 5 is equal to phi 6 is equal to 0. Hence, the total electric flux phi E equal to phi 1 plus phi 2 plus phi 3 so on, that is phi 1 plus phi 2 plus so on up to phi 6 for 6 surfaces, and phi 1 equal to minus EA and phi 2 equal to plus EA. Therefore, phi 1 plus phi 2 equal to 0, and all these are 0. Hence, flux through a closed surface placed in uniform electric field is equal to 0. Hence, Gauss stated that flux through a closed surface is 0 provided uniform electric field and there is no charge enclosed inside the surface. Flux is 0 for closed surfaces if intensity of electric field is uniform and there is no charge enclosed by that surface. And Gauss considered a closed surface enclosed by a charge, a positive charge at its center. Now, Gauss law. According to Gauss law, the total electric flux through a closed surface is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed by that surface. That is, according to Gauss law, the total electric flux through a closed surface is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed by it. And to prove this, consider a sphere of radius r. Let r be the radius of the sphere and it encloses plus q charge at its center. Then we know that positive charge, the field lines are directed away from the charge. Therefore, the field line from positive charge passing a point P. Consider a point P of areas dA or ds. dA be the small area of this sphere around the point P, and electric intensity, it passes through this point. Because electric field lines always originate from positive charge, and for an isolated charge they are straight lines away from the charge. And here electric field area vector, it is also perpendicular to this surface dA and perpendicular at any point for a curved surface or for a sphere. It is a straight line passing through the center of sphere. Therefore, area vector, it is also passes perpendicular to this surface. Any straight line passing through the center of a sphere at any point on the circumference, it is always perpendicular. And electric field line also starts from Q and it passes through the point Q. Therefore, E vector and A vector both are passing through the point P, hence the angle between them is equal to 0. The angle between them is 0. And the area of the sphere is given by area A equal to 4 pi r square, where r is radius of this sphere. And according to Coulomb's law, electric intensity due to a point charge is given by E equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q upon r square, where r is the distance of the point P from the charge. For radius is same. Hence this distance is equal to r, that is r square. And according to the definition of electric flux, electric flux phi E is equal to E A cos theta. That is equal to E A. Since theta is 0, the angle between area vector and field vector is 0, hence cos 0 equal to 1, hence phi equal to E into A. And in this case, the electric intensity is the same at all points on this surface of the sphere, because all points are at equidistant from the charge. Hence, electric intensity remains the same. And area of the sphere is 4 pi r square. Hence, intensity is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into q upon r square. That is E into A. Area of the sphere is 4 pi r square. Here 4 pi get cancelled, r square get cancelled, remaining 1 upon epsilon naught into q. This is Gauss law. According to Gauss law, total electric flux through a closed surface is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught times the net charge, the total charge enclosed by that surface. But here you may have one doubt. I am repeatedly saying area vector, but in previous classes you have studied area is a scalar quantity, and I try my best to convince you how area is a vector. Area is a vector. It is x, y and z axis. Consider a square of side A. Each side is equal to A. Then one can calculate the area of A, B, C, D. It is a square. Area of this square is length into breadth, A into A square. But here we consider two vectors acting at a point A, mutual perpendicular to each other. Here ED is a vector acting along the x-axis, and AB is another vector. It is perpendicular to AD. Therefore, AD and AB are two vectors. Now, the area is equal to the cross product of AB, vector AB cross vector AD. This is a vector, it is also vector. Then according to definition, the cross product of two vectors is the product of magnitude of two vectors and sine of the angle between them. Therefore, this AB cross AD can be written as, but magnitude of AB equal to A into magnitude of AD is, it is also A into sine theta. Here theta is the angle between the two vectors, and the angle between two vectors is 90 degree. Angle between two vectors is 90 degree and sin 90 equal to 1. Therefore, a into 1 it is a square. Since here it is a cross product, therefore it has some direction. And the direction of this area vector is always perpendicular to both the vectors AB and AD. AB it is acting along this direction, AB it is horizontal. Therefore, a perpendicular to both the vectors, it is perpendicular to this surface. And the direction of area vector, it is always perpendicular to the surface and perpendicular to both the vectors. Hence, area vector is outward normal or inward normal for for 2D surfaces, and for 3D surfaces or closed surfaces only outward normal is considered as area vector. And the direction, it is along x-axis and y-axis, then z is perpendicular to both x-axis and y-axis. Hence, the area vector, it is along z-axis and the unit vector along z-axis is k cap, a square into k cap for outward normal. And for inward normal, then the area vector is along minus z-axis, and for minus z-axis, unit vector in the direction of z-axis is minus k cap, a square into minus k cap, where k cap is the unit vector in the direction of minus z-axis for inward normal, and a square k cap, it is the normal in the direction of z-axis. Here I cap, j cap and k cap are the unit vectors in the directions of x, y and z. Here unit vector, it is along z-axis, therefore it is k cap. If the surface is in between x and y, then area vector, it is perpendicular to the surface and along the y-axis, in this case a square j cap for positive y-axis, and for inward a square minus j cap. And if the surface